All right, happy Thursday morning to you all. I think today's August 2nd, 3rd. I don't even know. Can't keep track. My dusty 500X yard guys came yesterday afternoon late and covered my bike in dust, yard goo. Anywho, out for another sweat today. So that's what I'm going to call them. I'm not going to call them commutes anymore. I'm just out for another good sweat in Houston. Ugh. All right, gotta get on the road. I'm late this morning, as usual. There's not enough hours in the day to do all the stuff that I need to do. And I gotta meet my buddies at the breakfast place. They're actually there today waiting on me. I got stood up the other day. I didn't have the text notifications going on, so I had no idea where they were, but I ended up eating taco or burrito, I guess. It was a breakfast burrito. It was pretty good. A little heavy, but not bad. And this morning I got tied up doing emails and service call stuff remote, and still haven't caught up to where I need to be, but guys are waiting on me, and I think it's already like 8:30, 9. It's 9 o'clock something. They're just hanging out there. I said, well, why don't you just go on and I'll catch up with you? Like, no, come on over. We'll be here. Okay. All right, I'm on my way. Travel time, however long that's going to be, depends on traffic. 25 minutes, I think, if the traffic is clear. I just hit the I-10 HOV and book it all the way in. So I finally got caught up on my vlogs, at least the ones that I'm ready to publish. I published the most recent one, which was August 1st, Tuesday. I published that yesterday evening, late, like midnight almost, I think. So I'm caught up with the vlogs. I think everybody kind of knows where current events are at this point. I'll throw this one in the queue and put out my poll later today, hopefully, about the Quasi Saturday Night Live, see what everybody's preference is for this weekend, next weekend, whatever. I don't follow any sports, just so you guys know that. I don't know if I ever made that clear. I could give a rat's ass about sports. So I know that I've scheduled a couple of my live streams during major games, you know, even playoff stuff in the past, and everyone's like, no, I can't watch because I'm watching this. I'm like, sorry, I didn't realize. So if there are any big games or busy TV events or sporting events for this weekend, Saturday, August, 4th, 5th, then let me know, and I won't schedule for that. Or I'll schedule around it, whatever, I don't know. I used to watch some sports, and I'll still watch occasionally, I guess, you know, big Super Bowl games and stuff like that, but let me qualify that. It was pre-woke. Since a lot of the pro sports have gone woke, I have zero interest in looking at them, hearing about them. I just don't care. And one of the first ones that really made me not care was basketball. You know, the basketball players and the nonsense with, oh, they're upset that they're not getting enough money and the contract negotiation failures and yeah, shut up. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to play a game. Count yourself lucky and shut the fuck up. And granted, these guys are incredibly talented. I mean, just off the charts talent. Great, good for them, whatever. But it's still a game. You're playing a game. That's it. And you're getting paid for it. So, shut up. Anyway, those are the ones that I just, like, all right, I have no more interest in this. The other one that I used to watch occasionally was professional soccer, FIFA and stuff like that. But that's nothing more than WWF faking and floundering and nonsense and all the absolute lies to get penalty cards thrown out. It's just disgusting, man. As far as I'm concerned, whenever the sports get that rich and that popular, you know, millions and millions, and they're paying these athletes just, you know, exorbitant salaries, two things should happen. One, if they don't play, they shouldn't get paid. If you're going to injure out or, you know, be a pansy or whatever, especially in an action sport, and you're out because of an injury and you got to save yourself, okay, fine, save yourself somewhere else. You're not getting paid. The second thing is the instant replay should be brought into all of those sports. Baseball did it a long time ago with you know, the high-speed cameras and the box analysis and all that kind of stuff. That's how it should be. And football did it, you know, shortly after that, I think, or maybe the timelines are reversed there. But you know, those brought the instant replay and slow motion photography and stuff into it, so they could prove, you know, whether it was good play, bad play, if somebody's faking or lying or whatever, just going for the sympathy play or the foul card or one thing or another. So yeah, play the game, quit cheating, quit your bitching. There's my sports rant for the morning. I'm just not much of a sports fan. I still do watch some racing and you know, competition, martial arts and stuff like that, but a lot of it has just gotten so commercialized and sensationalized that it's not worth watching anymore, in my opinion. There's always some political agenda or some nonsense around it. Like, come on, we are not interested in your politics. We're here for the game, we're here for the entertainment. Traffic's not too bad on the highway today, at least right here. I spoke too soon. Whoa, it's hot. I didn't even take my weather picture this morning. I know it's hot, I'll tell you that. Heat index is at least mid to high 90s already. Gonna need in there. Who's gonna get caught sleeping? Somebody's gonna let me in whether they realize it or not. I think it's this guy. I do apologize, sir, but I need in. Throw a lasso around the back of this guy, have him pull me along. Ugh. Almost full stop. It is full stop. Ugh. Yuck. Oh, it's not a no-footer today. I could sneak through the opening there. It's not a nice thing to do. The traffic's moving a bit quick. But I think that's what's going to happen right about now. And it's just nothing but people being boneheads and not paying attention. There's always a ripple right there, and you get to this point and there's just nothing but empty road. I don't know what it is with people sleeping. I guess they're on their cell phones or what? I don't get it. Everybody comes to a full stop, and then there's just no problem in the road ahead of it. Okay. I didn't even check my fuel before I left this morning. I know it's got plenty in it, but half a tank. I filled it up, I don't know, a couple, 3 days ago. What was it? Sunday, I guess, something like that. Ooh, nice car. I had no idea what else to talk about. I guess I need to disengage the brain mouth filter. I got other things rattling in my brain, but I usually don't let them all just diarrhea out of my face. I was going through a lot of comments last night. I wasn't feeling very good yesterday. I didn't work yesterday. I actually took my first day off in 5 weeks. I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling very physically run down, and my stomach was just not right. One of those days where you don't want to be too far away from the restroom, if you know what I mean. So yeah, too much information. Anyway, I did not feel good at all. I was weak. I was like shaky all day, almost like the flu or something. But I could tell it was more digestive. It just, I don't know. I was not in a good running order. So I didn't leave yesterday from the house. I just stayed home and worked on videos and billing and stuff like that. Whoa, you're smoking. So anyway, I posted 3 vlogs yesterday, and people are commenting back and saying, "Oh, goody, more daily ride vlogs." I'm glad you guys like the ride vlogs. For me, they're more of a filler. It's kind of a sanity saver, just for me to keep my sanity while I'm baking away in this heat. I generally only post the ones that I've got something to say, or at least I think I've got something to say about upcoming events or whatever's going on in the world. But I don't do them as a published daily diary or anything like that. But if you guys are interested in that, hell, I mean, I'll try to make it a practice to condense those down and put out, I don't know, at least 3 of those a week. I do have my off days where I just don't even turn on the camera. I'm like, yeah, f it, I'm not in the mood. Or I'm in a really bad mood, and anything I say isn't going to be taken well anyway, so I just keep my mouth shut. Everybody has those days, I guess. They just don't televise them. Uh-oh. They're rolling. It's a bad spot to stop. Dude, bad spot to stop. So the comments I was getting back on the vlogs, I asked kind of what people are interested in seeing me tear down and restore or rebuild next, and getting a lot of votes for the SilverWing. That project has been on for a while, and can you follow any closer? What's the problem, dude? Tesla autopilot not working for you? SilverWing has been on the fixing block for quite a while. I need to get that done. I was missing a couple of parts to do the job, at least as well as I had hoped, or as well as I intend, but I think I've got all those now sitting in my project box. So I could dig into the SilverWing and finish that. I'm not looking forward to pulling the whole front clip off of it, the front fairing. It's all one piece, and it's a pain in the ass. There are tons of little plastic tabs everywhere that are prone to breaking, and they're really hard to get realigned once you try to shove everything back together. I've had the front end of that thing off twice in the past. Once to trace a wiring issue from the previous owner, and then the second time I had it apart, I put an air horn and some other electrical upgrades under the nose, but you can't do it with the plastics on there, so you got to pull the whole front end of it off. Anyway, the air horn that I put on there was a Steebel, S-T-E-B-E-L, Steebel, whatever, and it quit working, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, something like that, about a year before I stopped riding the bike a lot. So whenever I would hit the button, it would just go, it was awful. I mean, this is the same, you know, you guys you can hear that. So it's basically the same horn, but it wouldn't do that. It would just, damn. And it's buried behind the headlight, and you can't get to anything in there without pulling all the plastics off. Shit. And I didn't leave my original horn connected, so that's the only horn it's got. I used the original horn wire to feed a relay for that air horn, so now I'm screwed. I gotta get in there to fix that. I guess that's a bonus or a perk for having the mechanical horns, you know, the electromechanical ones. Denali are the ones that I use now. That's what's on here. That's that right there. And I think they're probably made by the same company because they're physically identical. They just have different names on them. But having the electromechanical ones, there's really nothing to fail on those other than, you know, that moving diaphragm thing. These, you can have, you know, all kinds of problems with that little air pump or the air line getting pinched or one thing or another not working the way it's supposed to. So there's more potential for failure there. And here's the idiot Tesla driver again. You guys can go right ahead and snag the tickets. I'm going to stay right around 70. There've been plenty of constables out here lately. Every day there are people pulled over. Multiple of them. I'll keep that few $100 in my bank account. Thank you very much. So I'm brainstorming on the SilverWing renovation. I've got a full work list, written work list, you know, that I have gone through it and looked at what needs to be done or replaced, and I'm going to refer to that before I start the actual job, but I'm just brainstorming it here in my head, trying to remember what all it is. It needs, we'll start from the ground up, tires, because the tires are old and getting dry rotted. It needs front and rear brake caliper rebuilds. Brake flush, of course. I'll probably go ahead and pull the brake lines off of it, send those to Spiegler, and have them reproduced in fancy braided stainless Teflon. New pads, of course. I've got the pads sitting in a project box. That's ready. I just need to rebuild the calipers. Master cylinders for both front and rear will be rebuilt at the same time. I need to deglaze the clutch. I've got a Dr. Pulley hit clutch in there that got glazed up in stop and go traffic, so I got to pull that apart and scuff it up a little bit. It needs a new drive belt because the one that's on there has got about 12 to 16,000 miles on it. I can't remember. I'll have to look back at my notes. I might put fresh sliders in it while I've got it apart. It depends on the condition of the sliders. What else? Front wheel bearings I will go ahead and replace while I got the wheel off of it. It doesn't have rear wheel bearings. It's got rear final drive bearings, but inspecting those is a bigger issue. It's a much bigger task because you got to pull apart the rear final drive to get to it. What else? Valve maintenance needs done. It's a few thousand miles past, and that's another one where you got to have most of the plastics off of it to get it done. So I'll go ahead and just do that when it's apart. New horn, I mentioned. I need to finish putting my LED light high beam in there. I've got a HID low beam that's just fantastic. It's very bright and very white. It works great, so I'll stick with it. But the high beam was an incandescent, so I need to finish the upgrade. That's kind of where I stopped on it about a year and a half or so ago. I was trying to fit an LED beam in that H4 socket, and I just could not get it to fit with the little wire retainer ring and the boot and everything that goes on the back. I was having a hell of a time getting that thing to stay put, so I stopped there. And then just most recently, when I was getting back into it to do a light refresh on it, I pulled out my old LED signals that I had on it, and I was going to wire up some new, much brighter ones and put in a proper load resistor set for the hyper flash issue, because it was flashing a little too fast. What else? I'm going to need to clean out the tank, boil out the fuel tank, because the stuff that's in there is multiple years old now, and I'm sure it's not in very good shape. So I'll pull the tank, drain it, do the vinegar trick on it, clean it up, maybe flush out the fuel injector, some oil change. That's about it. As if that's not enough. I've got some other new plastics, like the handlebar bridge cover plastic, and some other stuff that is ready to go on there, brand new out of the package. I think that's it. It's quite a laundry list, but it's all kind of consecutive items. They all flow right into each other, so it's easy. It'd be fun to take that wing out on another cross-country trip. I've done a cross-country on it before. That was before I was recording stuff for YouTube. I got that back in, what was it, 2005. It was 2 years old. I got it in 2007, like the very beginning of 2007. Some guy had it on the back of his RV on a real fancy hydraulic lift. Man, it was impressive. But he decided that he was getting something different. I think they went with a Bergman, because he was taking his wife around on it more, and she liked the feel of the Bergman. So anyway, they had this SilverWing on the back of the RV, and it only had like 3,000 miles on it, and it was a year old, a year and a couple months, something like that. So I got that one pretty much new, but I took it on a cross-country back in, I'm going to say it was 2008. Just loaded up some camping gear, and I went north to south. I went up to Minnesota on it. Avoid the guillotine here, just in case. Yeah, but take that out on another moto camping trip. It's a great one-up touring machine. 2 people on it. I took my son on quite a few trips on the back of it, and it's okay, but if you've got 2 pretty much full-size adults on there, I wouldn't say it gets cramped. It's not cramped. It's got plenty of ergonomics, but the suspension is lacking. Factory suspension is a little too soft for that, the rear shocks anyway. I've upgraded my front forks with Hyper Pro springs, and that firmed up the front end of the bike very well, but I still have the factory rear shocks on it. And I noticed that as he was getting bigger, you know, once he was about 10 or 12 years old and weighed 100 and something pounds, that extra weight on the back plus the top box with the touring gear under the seat and in the box, it just got a little bit too wallowy and felt vague on the road. Cranked up the preload to the, I don't think I ever went up all the way to 5. I went to 4 on it for most of the rides, but I don't know, it seemed to be underdamped, so maybe a new set of rear shocks on it would help that. Get some, what are they, Hagon shocks, or I can't remember what a lot of the guys in the UK use. They're the SilverWings are really popular, or were really popular in Europe, much more so than they are here. The FSC 600 is what they're known as there, and then they had them longer than we did. They actually got into the newer version of them. I think it was still FSC, but they had different letter designations or something like that. or FJ something. I don't know. Anyway, they got a new dash and some fancy stuff, and they also had 400cc variants over there in Europe that we didn't get here. A 400cc wing would be kind of fun. And I'm going to cheat right in front of this guy. Oh, he's turning anyway. Cool. Yeehaw. Okay, breakfast time. I'll park over in the side where nobody likes to go because they can't get in and out of there. All right, hey, what do you know? They're here today. I'm not getting stood up. Okay, get. All right, it's breakfast time. I'll catch you guys later.